Okay, now let me come to the more macro picture. You will have a lot of deposit collection. Is that a boon or a bane immediately? Are you just stuck with a lot of money and no takers?
So I think what is definitely good is that money which was lying idle and not getting used is going to come back into the system, and we are going to see therefore a higher velocity of that money, right? So I'm sure you have heard stories about moms and wives who have over the months and years saved a bit from their monthly spending and have accumulated cash which has been lying under the mattress or lying in a drawer, and it's completely unproductive. Some of that money is coming into the banking system, which is good. It's good for the system and it's good for customers, because now their money earns some money, right? And maybe they can plan, and some of it can get invested in FDs. For those who can set it aside for a longer period, maybe they can put some of it in mutual funds. So you just get this money which was lying otherwise unproductively to come in productively into the system, right? I think that's a big plus. That's plus for the customer, that's plus for the economy, that's plus for banks.
Yes.
So it's a win-all for everybody out there. Right now, of course, there's a logistical nightmare of making sure we collect this currency, that we send it off to the currency chairs, from there it goes to RBI.
I take that, but if you are saddled with a lot of deposits, for third quarter itself, are you going to see a crunch on your margins simply because all you can do is to put it in G-Secs?
Yeah, so we can do reverse repos, and RBI needs to make it easy for us to,
but that is
to be able to do
575 is what you will get for savings deposit of 4%.
Yes, so you still get 1.75% on it.
Okay.
So it's not bad. I mean, you have to look at everything on the margin, right? So if it's not as if all your margins have got a rate. This is on the surplus money that you're going to make some margin. So that's okay.
But are people demanding FDs, or are they putting the money largely in savings accounts?
I think right now people are putting it in the savings accounts and the current accounts, and over a period of time I'm sure they will figure out how they want to optimize that. And we as banks have to work with customers in making sure that the way their money is invested is optimal for them given their profile of need. So I think it will settle into the right pockets over a quarter. But right now, of course, it's just coming into the transaction.
For the system as a whole, margins should crunch a little incrementally for third quarter.
Margins on the incremental, yes, but as a whole, the profit pool will increase as a result. Yeah?
Okay.
From the deposit stream. From the deposit stream, the profit pool will increase. The challenge is going to be on recoveries. That if there is a cash crunch in the system, are we going to see some delayed recoveries on
I was coming to that.
Yeah.
Do you think that the NPA problem for SMEs, MSMEs, for some segments is going to increase?
Too early to call, Latha, but yes, for that portion of the economy which is dependent on cash transactions, we could see. I mean, I think this cash crunch, as I said, is not going to last forever. It's a couple of weeks. And during those couple of weeks, then you have some cash mismatch arising. And it is possible that we will see a tick up on delinquencies. And I'm sure RBI is going to think about whether, therefore, for the December quarter, there needs to be a dispensation.
I was going to ask you that. Have bankers asked for any dispensation?
See, right now, I think we're all just focused on making sure that we deliver what's right for customers. And whether it's the banks or the RBIs, that's what we are focused on. But and we should wait and watch. I think it's too early to call and see what's going to happen, because if the cash crunch gets sorted out in the next couple of weeks, maybe there's no case for dispensation. So I think we should watch over the next couple of weeks and see. And if there is, then I'm hoping RBI will take a rational view in terms of whatever is right, and it will just be for a quarter.
No, I'm sure for the cash crunch they will take a view, but what no one can take a view is to what extent is growth itself going to get postponed or reduced because of this. We have a lot of economists shaving off 0.5 percentage point to 1 percentage point from this year's growth. How might that impact your bank?
So that, again, Latha, we have to wait and watch and see exactly what happens. Is consumption likely to take a little bit of a beating this quarter? I think certainly. That, if for 15 days there's a cash crunch, then we know that for these 15 days, sales are going to be depressed. Although there are stories of how sales actually picked up for the first 2 days and then they slowed down for the next couple of days. So I think let's wait and see what the numbers pan out to be. But net, I would think, yes, sales will probably take a beating in this December quarter. But then after that, the interesting thing to watch is how quickly is the adoption of digital by merchants.
Yes.
And that's where, we go back to the number of calls we're getting from vendors asking for POS machines and for digital acquiring mechanisms. I'm saying that, there was a certain part of the business which was being done in cash, right? And that was all the cash which may or may not come into the system. Part of that business, I think, will come into the formal economy. And therefore, what happens from next quarter and the quarter after that, none of us know. And none of us can hazard a really intelligent guess on this. If you ask me 3 quarters from now, I'm quite certain that we'll see a lift. Because certainly by then people would have transitioned, adopted, and part of the informal economy will come into the formal economy. But how quickly it happens within the next 3 quarters, I don't know. I haven't lived through it. None of us have lived through it. So we'll have to wait and see how that plays out.
It's probably the first time in human history that
such a massive exercise has been undertaken.
Yeah. Thank you very much, Shikha Sharma, for spending time with us.
Thank you, Latha.
Well, that's the key takeaway. It looks like the queues are getting shorter and the recalibration of ATMs is happening at a reasonable clip, and so hopefully by November 30th we should not have so many problems and such a problem getting cash. Thank you very much for watching this edition of The Big Reset.